evening, everyone. Namaste. Well, first of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Dr. M. Naresh Singh, the former Minister of Art and Culture Government of Manipur. I also happen to be one of the National Vice Presidents of the Indian People's Theatre Association. I am now the Chief Advisor to the Manipur State Council of Sumang Lila. Well, I really would like to express my gratefulness and thanks to the organizers, Coconut Theatre and Ticket Ninja, for having invited me to this occasion. Of course, this is the first time on such topics that discussion takes place through this modern mechanism. Well, I would like to start with Manipur Sumang Lila. You know, Sumang Lila is Manipur's traditional theatre. It's a folk theatre. It's our culture and identity of more than a century, all theatre having links with rituals, history, literature, social progress, and political developments, etc. It stands for social progress and unity of people and promotes patriotism and harmonious, peaceful coexistence. In fact, it is a great platform of traditional social media and, of course, mirror of Manipuri society. Sumang Lila is the most popular art form of Manipur. The unique features of this theatre is it performs in an open space, accessible day and night performances with hundreds and thousands of audience. Interestingly, all the female characters are played by the male artist in a very appropriate manner. This literature is like a box where everything can be kept together, means both tradition and contemporary. It is the most effective non-formal education in Manipur. It creates emotional integration among people and at the same time makes humorous and the play becomes enjoyable. What I would like to say and give some examples. When I was traveling with a group in 2000, when I came to the 11th National Conference of IPTA in Thrissur, one performance, after having seen, there have been lots of telegrams from different parts of Kerala. Reception committee requested me to be in Kerala for at least 15 days. So anyway, we have traveled the entire length of Kerala, and with our theatre, the play was Mem Saab Ki Sari. That means the sari of a lady. It was depicting the Kargil war. You know, surprisingly, the audience, they went on campaigning, and I have to be there for 18 days, at least 2 shows in a day in different parts of Kerala. And they said there is no barrier for the language. They can know it, they said. And of course, synopsis, we have to speak in English, but audience enjoy it. And they say that there is no language barrier. So like that, we went on performing everywhere, there were, and when after that, we were traveling the entire length of Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, the IPTA Bombay organized the performance in Preeti Theatre, where A.K. Hangal, the then president of the IPTA, and many other senior artists and well-known film actors, theatre actors were there. After having seen the play, they praised our boys, and A.K. Hangal said, "You have 11 qualities." And he was wanting to see the makeup man. And I said, "We don't have makeup man." How? Everyone does himself. So there was no makeup man. And they surprisingly said, "You have 11 qualities which our people need to learn from your boys." And Kulwant Singh, the film music director, he was saying that your music department is simply unbelievable, because we were having altogether only about 15-16 artists along with the orchestra. Only about 5 people played all the music. So that was what he said, it's unbelievable. So like that, the comments were very strong and everybody enjoyed. So this is the aspect of the Sumang Lila. It's really a unique theatre which everybody appreciates, and the way how our boys play the role of female. Many people commented it, and the film actresses were all commenting. They wanted to see the change, whether they are really boys or the girls. So these are the things which we preserved, and it's since the time it started, there was no female artist to play, and there were restrictions also. However, the boys volunteer, and today it so happened that they act just like a female artist, and that is the unique thing, and people want it. And in many places, whether it is in Kerala or in Mumbai, in the Prithvi Theatre, they were surprised, and they thank us very profusely. And even they wanted, some elderly people want that our boys be married to their sons. Anyway, well, this theatre is so popular because it so happens when we were playing the World Trade Center. After the destruction of the World Trade Center in Manipur, I think perhaps it was the first time that in 2 months' time they produced this World Trade Center, because it so happened that one Manipuri who was working as assistant manager in the window restaurant in World Trade Center, he died there. So it became so emotional. So the play was so successful, and it was invited from USA after having seen some video clippings. But ultimately it was withdrawn because of the fact that the man who plays the role of Osama bin Laden is so exactly similar to bin Laden. So if something goes wrong, because Americans are very allergic to bin Laden and also Al Qaeda. So they withdrew. But they came, 8 of them came to Manipur to see the play, and they had seen, and they commented, and they wanted someone to teach Manipuri Sumang Lila in USA, which we could not do it. So likewise, our play is something which is very dear to us, and it is our culture. And Sumang Lila, of course, it's famous. Many states, even in Bangladesh, we have to send many times our theatre groups because people enjoy it. So like that, when people were asking about this theatre, we also would like to promote it. And this is an opportunity why I'm so profusely thanking the Coconut Theatre and the Ticket Ninja. This is a rare opportunity, perhaps the first time that we have been offered this opportunity, and we can speak out something of our tradition. You know, we believe culture is a product of civilization, and this product should be utilized as a weapon for social change, to educate the people. That is exactly happening with Sumang Lila. We believe and we are confident that our Sumang Lila will be acceptable to many, and we have experimented. That is why I had given a few examples. And we have staged Devdas also, the famous novel of Sarat Chandra of Bengal. And these people do talk about the more appropriateness of this play than the films. You know, there had already been 9 times in different languages by different artists who played Devdas. But it was a different taste when our Sumanglila had taken up. And that time I was Minister for Art and Culture in 2003. I organized a festival, Manipuri festival in Kolkata for 8 days. There we staged this Devdas. And the lady Jamuna Barua, who played first the Parvati in the film, she was the chief guest. She was shedding tears and she said, my life is meaningful now with the Devdas. Such kind of comments whether we were extremely happy to have been accepted by the people. And in the play when Parvati had to marry with an older male, and the audience, there were about 10,000 people. So they prevented Parvati to go and get married. And it was something strange, but it was the reality and people accepted our theatre. So likewise, we are now continuing. We have already about 24 groups, male and female. Here, the female also had got their own organization. There, they played the role of the male. So these are the distinctions we have. So it is the most popular art form in Manipur, whether it is in daytime, noon or midnight, there is no dearth of audience. And one group can perform 4 times in a day, right from 8 o'clock in the morning till 2 a.m. after midnight. Such kind of things may be a little bit unbelievable to you, but it is the reality. It is so popular, and because of the corona also, of course, this year the artists cannot go to the villages. Otherwise, this is the time and when everybody gets busy with and everybody wants to see the performance of Sumanglila. So this much I would like to tell in brief, and this is the real performance and actual desire of the people. Everywhere, every day, people are demanding this play. Yes, customs. Well, we do try to exactly use the customs of those days or the relevant, because I told you this is both tradition and contemporary. Whatever the necessary customs, we try to utilize it. And of course, it's an expensive affair. However, we did the best, and it is possible to make it suitable to the condition. Yes, instruments. You know, we have only about, say, 5 to 6 orchestra musicians. The instruments we use as per the need, the traditional musical instruments and also the modern instruments. Because of the need, we play all the things and comfortable with the sequence. Sometimes people do comment that our music is super fine. That is why I was referring to Kulwant Singh, the film music director, who commented that your music department is simply unbelievable. With such kind of people, only 4 or 5 people, and which we require about 50-60 musicians in the film song recording, but you have done with only 4 or 5 musicians. Well, it will be difficult without the musical instruments to perform, but it is possible. Because in the folk theatres, we do it, and in some places it was successful. But as of now, people also like to see the musical things accompanied, and therefore we have utilized selected musical instruments in the performance. Themes, yeah, it depends. For example, the traditional folk stories, the historical Puranics are also played. And the modern themes like World Trade Center, I told you, the destruction of World Trade Center, and Lidi Sigi Gulab, one play, means Roses of Lidisi, what happened in 1942 in Prague during the Hitler's time. So we played, and it was a very successful play. And the themes is Second World War. When Hitler tried to attack Soviet Union, it came through Lidice in Czechoslovakia, destroyed the whole village. Lidice is the name of a village. This was completely destroyed. There were about 500 people, but only one lady survivor. I happened to pay a visit to Lidice. I met the lady, and after having heard, I just composed a poem, and this poem had been transformed into a play called Lidice Ki Gulab, The Roses of Lidice, which was a wonderful play. And the Americans and the Cubans, many people, the Iranians have seen the play, and they praised. They said it's more than a movie, more than enjoyable than movie. And one filmmaker from San Francisco, he accompanied 7 theater directors to come Manipur and see Sumang Lila. They have seen, and he commented that your theater is better than our movies. The meaning of Kumai means the festival, the play. We call it Kumai. So Sumang Lila means the courtyard theater. Everybody has got a piece of land open in the courtyard, in the front yard. That is why we call it Sumang Lila. This Lila, this play, usually was performed in the courtyard only. But now it has been improvised, and some techniques have been developed because to suit the condition and to make it perfectly enjoyable. But otherwise, it was performed just in the courtyard. That is why we call it Sumang Lila, the courtyard theater. Well, of course, the big epics, we have not done it, but some parts, sometime we did that and it was successful. Yes, it is both in the indoor and also outdoor. Basically, people prefer to have it in the open air because at least there we have witnessed average 2,000 to 3,000 people used to witness this play. So it is preferably performed in the open air. But indoor also it is possible. Even in the sophisticated theaters like Prithi Theatre, we have experimented. It was practically hardly some 300 people, but we could do it. Everybody enjoyed, and they praise us, they profusely thank us, and they have expressed their happiness to have seen such kind of theatre. And 2 Iranians, they happened to be there in Mumbai for the last week or so, but it was the last day of their stay in Mumbai. They were just waiting for me till the end of the performance, and they introduced themselves and they said, today is the last day for us to stay in Mumbai, but having not known to do anything, we thought that we should go to a theater, and today we have been able to see your theater. Had we not seen your theater, our life, our ambitions, our desires would have not been fulfilled. Such kind of comments they express. Yes, there had been specific character and a specific title, why not? And this is the nature of the every folk theatre or the play. And to be exactly acceptable to the people, we are also, very cautious to make it acceptable to the people, also to the theme and the performances. By every artist also, we select the artist who can perform the exact specific character. Manipur was a princely state, right from the king's time, more than centuries old. The exploitation of the regimes, people wanted to express, and also to propagate what the rulers wanted. So they started playing in different ways, and in the beginning it was just to entertain people, to make humorous, to make people enjoyable. But ultimately and gradually it developed further, and now, as I told you, right from the folk theatre, it has come up to the contemporary stage. where even the Second World War events have been shown in the theater, which sometimes people say that it's enjoyable like a film. The music, the actions, the inherent qualities of the artist, the good performance have been accepted. That is what I am saying. About the characters, as you know, in every theater, whether male or female, each and every artist tries to imitate and to the exactness of the character, which it is not a contradiction to us. It is exactly the same you people, the old artists are trying to do. And when I explain about Devdas, which was played in this theater in Manipuri, the person, the boy who played the role of Parvati, it was so exact, similarity, and people think that he is the real Parvati. That is why when we perform in Sundarban in West Bengal, there were about 10,000 audience. But people, the audience stood just at the time when the marriage has to take place of the Parvati with another elderly male. So the audience prevented the artists to go to the stage. But ultimately, the people were shouting and they convinced the audience. Then only we could further, continue the performance. This was the exactness and the character and selected to be suitable to the artist. Well, thank you very much for your interest and for having listened to my deliberation on Sumang Lila. Of course, Manipur is a state in the northeastern part of the country, and its cultural heritage people do prefer, and now Manipur has become a cultural hub of the country, and we also feel proud of being acceptable to many people. And this Sumang Lila theatre is something unique. Of course, every society has got its own theatres, but this is what we would like to say, that it's a special and unique theatre which attracts lakhs of people, and foreigners. Many have seen, and even the director of the Satyajit Ray Film Institute, they came and they saw some of our plays, and they were praising us. They wanted to see, and even Sanjana Kapoor, she wanted to come to Manipur and learn Manipuri, this Sumang Lila, because after having seen that Mem Safi Shari, which was depicting the Kargil war, and she came to Imphal also. She stayed a couple of days to study more on Sumang Lila. These are the interests shown by different personalities, different people, and having seen the Manipuri Sumang Lila, they appreciate, and I would like to express our gratefulness, thankfulness to all those people who commented well, and today's interaction, your interest. Thank you very much. Once again, I profusely thank all the audience for having seen this. Now we shall end this session. I once again thank Coconut Theatre and Ticket Ninja and also all the audience. Thank you very much.